Hi, everyone, and welcome to week 11. So this week is going to be a little bit different just because we are starting to descend on the final slope to the end of the semester. And you do have a bear of a paper that you're working on right now. And it is also election week. And this is one of those that's kind of like, and. And last week was just a heavy week, especially at MTSU. For those of you who maybe not didn't see the announcement that I posted in D2L or heard on the news, we did have a student take their life in the library at MTSU. And it was just a very hard, difficult week navigating that for several reasons. I do have a lot of friends who work at the MTSU library, and it was just a very heavy emotional week. Can't emphasize that enough. But also, I wanted to come on here and tell you guys that I really do care about each and every one of you. I know that that's kind of hard to do sometimes on an online class because I haven't met many of you, or really, I don't think any of you face to face except over, this virtual world. But just know that you were cared for, and if you need anything, please let me know. Usually, right around this time in the semester, while students are working on a heavier project, I do a week of conferences, and I want to offer that same opportunity for you. So, for this week, the only thing you have to do is work on your genre analysis, and you do have an asynchronous assignment, and it's basically just a reflection and also an opportunity for you to ask me questions about your paper. But I also, if you feel like you need it, if you feel like you need a Zoom meeting or a phone call or something like that, I am opening up this week to conferences with you. Now, you can either do them just completely through your asynchronous assignment. And what I'll be doing this week is I will be checking every day and I will be trying to grade those as they come in. So if you get on and you do your asynchronous assignment tomorrow on Monday, I will try to get it graded Monday night so that way I can just kind of get that feedback to you as quickly as possible. But if you would like a one-on-one conference just to kind of discuss your writing, I know several of you are in the middle of applying for colleges and scholarships, and if you feel like you might need some help with one of those, that's part of my job is to help you with all your writing needs. I would be happy to sit down with you and discuss those. So if you would like a phone call or a Zoom conference, if you could just shoot me an email either via D2L or MTmail and just kind of let me know, hey, I'd really like a conference. Give me some of your available times. I'm available every day after 10 o'clock in the morning. So there are a few just little times I can't really do them, such as my toddler, I pick him up from daycare at 12, and it usually takes me a good 20 minutes to get him down for a nap. So 12 to 12:30 is usually not a good time for me, but then he's asleep, and then I can usually have like an hour and a half where I can talk to people. I also pick my son up from school from about 2:45 to 3:15, so really anytime after 3:15 is a good time for me. I have a lot of flexibility this week, so if you would just like to call, discuss your writing, discuss your genre analysis, just shoot me an email, and I would be glad to do that. But if you just want to do it through the D2L assignment, I am perfectly fine doing that as well as whatever you feel comfortable doing next week. So what I decided to do is, guys, I am just a little bit behind on grading. Last week was a tough week, and I will admit yesterday I just kind of took yesterday and I didn't. Like normally I try to do some grading and some different things on Saturday, but I just kind of held my babies and just kind of spent some time with my family. And I hope y'all can understand that. So that being said, and just also I'm going to be doing your peer review next week and then pushing your genre analysis due until the 17th. And so that gives you just a little bit more time. It also gives me just a little bit more time to catch up on the grading because I am just a little bit behind and I apologize for that. So I'm hoping I can especially catch up on election day because I don't have to go to work on election day. So and then my bigger teenagers will be home to watch the toddlers. So I'm hoping to commandeer them and grab an hour or two and get all of your work graded and your grade updated. So, and two, if you want in your conferences to kind of discuss your grade, hopefully by Tuesday afternoon, I will have your grade completely updated at that point in time. So, that's what's going on this week. And as I said, I know this is a stressful time of year, so even if you just want to talk about the stresses of being a senior and just how crazy and busy it is in your life, that's what I'm here for. So, but just a few things about your genre analysis, just in case if there's any confusion on here, let me give you just a few more examples of what you could do. So, time changed last night. I have a friend who is so very passionate. He hates time change, and having a toddler, I don't either, because he doesn't know that time changed and that he could have slept longer this morning. But that's okay. It's just part of having kids. But here's an article about falling back as daylight savings time. So it's just, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically the premise of the article is we have this, we don't really need it anymore. It came from, World War II, where they wanted more light to be in the summertime. All this other stuff, most countries don't do it. Arizona and Hawaii don't do it at all, ever. And so what's really fascinating is that the week that time changes, that it can cause us to get out of sync, and it can really affect things like our heart rate, blood pressure, and stress hormones and metabolism. And there's actually some research that shows that there's more deaths the week that happens during time change. And so just kind of reading through this article, is the whole thing is basically about, it's kind of a neutral article, which is one of the reasons I'm showing this to you, is that it just basically points out that, it was once beneficial. Now there really is no benefit to it. And a lot of states are thinking about getting rid of it. And they're just kind of presenting different information in here. And so, like, if I was doing my genre analysis, first of all, I could do, like, what's the exigency of this? They're just trying to inform us that, oh, yeah, this is what it is. And these are some of the effects of daylight savings time, to let a general audience know about it. So yeah, general audience, just let people know about it. Constraints are that it's a news article, so it can't be too long. Like, you don't want a news article to be forever and a day long. And so they're just trying to present the information in a concise way. Generally, people can only pay attention to a news article for about 800 words. Then you kind of lose your audience. And so that's a constraint. They have language constraints because you don't want to have foul language in a news article like this. As far as Ethos, Pathos, Logos goes, it is from WSMV here in Nashville, and they generally, for the most part, have a good reputation. And you can fact check this article. Like, I went and fact checked some of the information in it, and it clears. Yeah, there are some problems with melatonin production and all this other stuff that they were mentioning in the article. So that, as their ethos, it is credible. Pathos, it doesn't really try to evoke any type of emotion other than, this is to inform. This is what it is. It's not trying to make you feel angry or sad about it. It's like, this is what it is. So it has a very neutral tone to it, and that's okay. Logos is very logically organized. I do wish that maybe they had included a link or two to some of what they were saying, just to kind of prove, hey, this is factual, what we're saying. I think that would have boosted it a little bit, but they didn't do it, and it's fine. So for this one, it was neutral. Like, my personal opinion is that we should not be changing our clocks every, 6 months, or they changed it. Like, they used to change it in October and April, and they keep pushing it back. So now it's March and November, which just makes it even more confusing. But so my personal opinion is that we should not be doing that, and that, but they do mention that a little bit with that information that they included about how our circadian rhythms get off, and that it can cause health issues. And so it kind of leans just maybe a little bit towards my opinion. So I fully agree with them on this. And so one thing I could do personally in response to this is I could share this article. I could put it on social media if I wanted to, and just kind of share it, or just even discuss it with people. Hey, did you see that article that was talking about how when we change time, that it can mess with a lot of our body functions, and so it can make us feel more groggy and all this other stuff, and Hawaii's not doing it, and if it's good enough for Hawaii, that's good enough for me. So just even just talking about it or sharing it with other people, that would be a very logical thing to do. So guess what? I just did a genre analysis. I just talked it out. So anyway, just to kind of give you another example of that, it doesn't have to be anything like deep if you don't want it to be. Another one that I saw, and I'm not going to do the full range genre analysis on it, but I got so mad about this, is actually a Reddit thread. So basically, the whole thing behind this is that Andy Greenwald, who is going to be helping to write the new Harry Potter series that they are creating for HBO Max, has not read all the books, and he thinks that's okay. So this is a direct quote from him. I think that the pleasures that can be derived from that are probably not going to be for me because I didn't read all the books. I read them to my older daughter until she could read them for herself, and then she dusted me. And I think that maybe there's some other creative possibilities within this world. And I'm looking at this going, dude, you don't know your audience. I mean, fans get really, really mad when you start messing with books that they love. So I wouldn't do that. so, but what I could do for my genre analysis is either I could respond to this quote that he said, or I could go down into the comments like people are kind of mad about it. How can someone adapting the books into a screenplay not have read the books? I feel like you need to have read them multiple times to have and have the book actively open as you were writing the scenes. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that. You kind of need to have your story in line before you start writing it. So, yeah, for my genre analysis, I could either do his response to this question that he was asked, or I could go down through the Reddit feed and maybe do my genre analysis on someone's reply to it. So, again, does not have to be overly academic nature. I'm actually posting, just for your enjoyment, just to give you a laugh, because I think we all need a laugh. I'm actually going to post a clip to a Saturday Night Live skit underneath this announcement. And it's all about how the English language is stupid. And guys, it is. I have a master's degree in English, and I will tell you right now, it is a stupid language. I know a lot of you are English language learners, and I'm pretty sure that you can agree with me. I can do a whole genre analysis about how the English language is stupid. Now, as a Saturday Night Live skit, does it have credibility? No, not really. But I mean, even though it doesn't have academic credibility, you can fact check all the things that he's saying. Like just how the United States, we have words that are spelled differently and have the different meanings, and how it can just be so confusing to people. Yeah, that's true. You can prove it. So, in that, I would say it does have ethos, even though it's a Saturday Night Live skit, and the pathos behind it is it's supposed to promote humor. But they're talking about something that is actually very frustrating in a humorous way, and that helps you relate to your audience. And I think that that's something that is very valid and just a lot of fun to explore. But yes, English language is stupid, and I will defend that to my dying day. But just again, just to kind of show y'all, it doesn't have to be anything like super serious. I do want you to have a little bit of fun with this if you want to. The important thing behind this assignment is that you are able to look at something, analyze it rhetorically, so that way you know if it's something valid. When you get into research writing, you're going to have to look at every single thing that you are looking at rhetorically. Is it credible? Can I trust this author? Are they trying to appeal to my emotions in a certain way to sway me to think one way or the other? Emotions can be so extremely powerful that we can actually take something that's not exactly true and make us feel like it's true, just based off of the words and how things are presented. Pathos is the most dangerous part of rhetoric. That's how you can get people to fall victims to propaganda. And especially during election year, it just seems like most of the advertisements that you see out there, they are very pathos driven. They are designed to make you feel something and make a judgment based off your emotions instead of looking at something logically. And that's something that you have to be very, very careful about. So that's why this assignment is so important. And especially as you will move into research and argumentative writing. I'm not sure when some of you will do that or if you'll do that, but if you do, that's the MTSU course at 1020 is dealing all with that. So this assignment is meant to kind of segue you into that thinking before you get into your 1020 course. So anyway, just enjoy the Saturday Night Live skit, laugh about it. If you want to write about it, you can. If you do want a one-on-one conference, make sure to email me and we will set up a time, and I am more than happy to do it. You're not inconveniencing me asking me to do my job. So enjoy this lighter week, and I hope each and every one of you has a great one.